So we like to talk about the power of non-resisted thought, which you, dear hearts, don't know that much about, because you don't get very far down a thought path before you contradict your own thought with your objectivity or with your lazy gaze, with your unwillingness to stay focused upon what you want for sort of silly reasons, like I might be misunderstood, or someone else might not like the way that looks, or I've never been in this place before and I don't know what to expect, so I think I'll just expect negative things. Now, sometimes you don't have resistance in a thought. And those subjects in which you don't have much resistance, for the most part, you also don't care that much about. That's why you have less resistance. The more you want something, the more you've been thinking about it, and the more you've been thinking about it, the more resistance you have likely added to it. Because you think, oh, we love you so much. You think that it's struggle and attention and effort and sacrifice that make things happen. And we say it's attention that makes things happen, and the struggle and the sacrifice slow them down. So it doesn't matter how you got to the place of associating success with hardship. Doesn't matter how you got there. Just get over it. Path of least resistance means I, in this moment in my human body, am allowing the resources of the universe to flow through me and to me for the attraction and creation of things that matter to me. And that is allowing universal energy, universal forces. It would be like, this is a scanty analogy, but when you get into your automobile to move from one place to another, you don't feel obligated or required. You have no urge at all to become part of the engine. Here's your seat. No, I'm going to get under the hood. Why? I'm going to do my part. I'm going to pull with the belts, and I'm going to pistonize the pistons. You don't even have pistons anymore, but I'm going to inject the fuel. You don't have those either. I'm going to computerize the computer. You don't have any urge to be part of that engine system. You just let it do its part while you do your part, which is pointing where you want to go. And you do choose the speed with which you go, and you do choose your route a bit, but you're not part of the effort of the vehicle. You're leaving that effort factor to the engine. You're leaving that effort factor to the engineer that created the engine. And maybe you're the engineer that created the engine, in which case we apologize for everything we just said. But you get the point. You are a pointer. You are a decider and a pointer and an allower. Now, that doesn't set very well with many of you, because you've been trained to be an efforter and a struggler and a sufferer, a hard worker, an earner of what you get. In other words, you're not supposed to just allow things to flow to you, because in a world of other humans, how do you stand out as one who's most blessed if you're not struggling and sacrificing and dripping with sweat? And we say, you got to get over that, because in every moment that you are trying to earn your worthiness, you're struggling and not letting the worthiness that is flowing to you in. When you are observing this moment in time or contemplating anything in any moment in time from the fullness or the wholeness of who you are, then you are feeling that wow of aliveness and fullness and satisfaction and wholeness and what you want to call productivity, perhaps. We want you to come with us today in an awareness that the productivity that you seek, Esther's such a practical girl. She wants the practical aspects of life. She and Jerry, especially Jerry, were asking us all along, what are the practical applications? How can I know about these laws of the universe? And how can I find a way to apply them in practical ways to get practical results? How can I understand this so that it's meaningful in my specific life? That's what Jerry summoned for you, and it's what we want you to come to understand. But we want you to think of this practicality in a different way. We want Esther to know that there is nothing more practical, more productive, more getting things done-inness, more effective, more efficient, more rewarding, got most of those words in, than hooking up to the power that creates worlds and pointing it in the direction of your desire. If you could give up the effort that you apply in earning your connection and just accept you're connected, and then stop unplugging with negative thought or negative words or negative commentary, negative judgments, negative comparisons, if you could just hook up and point, you would discover how blessed you are. You would discover how important you are. You would discover how on the leading edge of creation you are, right where you said you wanted to be, right where you belong, doing what you want to do. The power of non-resisted thought, the power of non-resisted thought, the enormous power of non-resisted thought. I want this, I want that, I would like to have that, but no power in that. And the reason that there's no power in it is because you killed the momentum right away. Oh, lovely, but I would really like to have that, but. So, no momentum. So, let's just say that power is momentum, and that momentum is power. And that power is non-resisted, and momentum is non-resisted. So, the more you allow a thought to flow without resisting it with the contradictory thought, then the more speed it picks up, the more energy it attracts, the more its bigness happens, the more its power happens, the more the force of it happens. Are you getting the sense of what we're talking about? So, if you are thinking a thought about something you really, really want, that you've been a while wanting, and your conclusion is it hasn't come yet and is too slow in coming, then when you think about this thought, you think about it with such a mix of resistance that nothing changes. It just stays in its same relationship with you. You want it, but you want it, but you've got a push-pull going on with it. So no momentum ever happens, and no what feels and looks like magic to you and others ever happens, because you don't allow the momentum to allow it to happen. If you have a thought about something that you don't care that much about, you're not offering much resistance to it because you're not thinking about it that much. But you're not really encouraging the momentum of it either, because you're not focused upon it. But this is the thing that we want you to hear. Even though you're hardly even thinking about it, the fact that you're not offering resistant thought means it's gaining momentum. So things you sort of kind of care about or sort of kind of want that you don't offer very much resistance to, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The momentum comes and they keep presenting themselves to you in different ways. And then they get big enough that you see them. We love you so much. And then when you see them, what do? But. Then you offer the resistant thought because you believe in the but. You believe in the objectivity. You don't want to look like a crazy dreamer. You don't want to look like someone who doesn't face reality. And we want you to be someone who is fine with us if you face reality. We just wish you'd be a better selective sifter about which parts of reality you face. We don't want you to make stuff up. We don't want you to irritate people by saying things that are absolutely opposite of what they are. But we also want you to speak more about what you desire. So we'll talk about that as we are moving forward here today. How can you manage the energy of your own thoughts? How can you allow more momentum to flow? How can you allow enough momentum of what you desire to flow that your contradictory beliefs don't have enough power to really slow them down that much? If you're at the top of the hill, this is a perfect place for this analogy. Esther was knocked over the first time she saw the San Francisco hills. She couldn't believe anybody was really driving on them. And so we said, Esther, imagine that you're at the top of the hill and you want to give yourself a lesson in gravity and inertia. So you just get behind your car, take it out of gear, take the parking brake off, and push it just a little bit. And when it's just on this level ground at the top of the hill, you'll be able to push it. You'll be able to nudge it. You'll be able to push it right over the crest of that hill. So Esther thought about what that would be like. And she realized that because of the laws of the universe, because of the laws in place about gravity and inertia, that car would get rolling fast enough that no resistance that she could then offer could stop it. Oh, if she's at the top of the hill and it's just barely beginning to roll, she could step out in front of it and it bumps up against her because not much momentum is moving yet, yes? So she could stop it with her own body. It would hardly hurt at all. But if she waits until that vehicle is at the bottom of the hill, she's standing down there at the bay. Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. No problem, I'll stop it. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. She's not going to stop that, is she? The momentum of it is going to take her over. So we want you to contemplate your power of non-resisted thought. We want you to stand at the top of the hill and let your thoughts roll in ways that are non-resisted. Now, you do that about a lot of things. You do that about the things you already believe. If you want something and you believe it, then you've got non-resisted thought. That's why you keep living it. Whether you want it or not, if you believe it, there's thought that is in motion that is not being resisted by you. When you really, 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 really want something and you're not in the way of it, then it's manifesting all over the place, isn't it? But we want you to find a way, and you can do it here today if you want to play with us in this way. We want you to find a way that you can believe what your manifestations or evidence have not yet proved to you. We want you to believe in your extreme ability to attract wealth and prosperity into your experience. We want you to believe in solid relationships that feel good all day, every day. We want you to believe in a physical body that feels good, that's vital and alive and regenerating. We want you to believe in the things that feel good to you. We want you to believe in the things that you want, not just the things that you've already got. We love you so much, you don't even do a good job of believing in what other people have received. You just make stuff up. Well, they got it because... Look at that wonderful life that person is living, but... they inherited it. Lazy. They struggled not one bit. They don't deserve it. And we say, they deserve it. And so all day, every day, Esther and those like her, you guys, are having exposure to life that's letting you know. When something comes into your experience, notice the vibrational quality of it. And by that we mean, pay attention to the way that you've been feeling about that. There are two ways to know what you're creating in your experience. Two ways. One is wait till it manifests and then you look at it and say, yeah, that's about right. Or feel it before it manifests and then decide whether to encourage the feeling further or whether to choose something that feels differently. Because there is a momentum in every thought, and the things that you are thinking about are coming to you, whether you want them or not. You are powerful creators. You just have an abundance and a non-physical energy and a well-being stream and source energy who has been here and been here and been here, who is being here and being here and being here, who is on your side, who is promoting the things that you care about. But this law of attraction is an across-the-board, very even deal, where you get what you think about whether you want it or not.